I stopped watching TV a long time ago, not for any moral reason or because I didn't have time. It just stopped feeling like it mattered. You know how it goes. The same shows, the same news, the same bad reality. But a few weeks ago, I turned it on, and everything changed. It was a Tuesday, I think. Rainy, gray. One of those days that just feels like a haze. I wasn't planning on watching anything, really. I just needed some noise in the background while I worked. When the screen flickered to life, there was static. Just static. I tried flipping through the channels, but it was all the same. Static. At first, I didn't think much of it. Maybe the storm had knocked something out. But as I sat there, staring at the gray and white snow on the screen, something shifted. The static wasn't random anymore. It started to form shapes, words. It was so subtle at first, I thought I was imagining it. Little bursts of letters, like a bad signal struggling to come through. I leaned in closer, squinting at the screen, trying to make sense of it. And then I saw it. A date. Tomorrow's date. It was just there, flickering in and out of the noise, clear as day. October 21st. For a moment, I sat back, feeling stupid for how my heart skipped a beat. It was probably some glitch, right? Maybe the channel was playing an old program, or maybe I had the date wrong. I grabbed my phone to check, but no, it was right. The TV was showing me tomorrow's date. I turned it off, tried to laugh it off, telling myself it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But the weird thing is, I couldn't shake it. The image, the numbers, they stayed with me all night, nagging at the back of my brain like a splinter I couldn't reach. Next morning, I turned on the TV again. Part of me hoped for more static, just to prove to myself that it was nothing, a weird glitch. But the screen wasn't static anymore. It was news. And the headline, it was exactly what had happened. A fire, downtown. A building I'd walked past 1,000 times, reduced to ash. The ticker on the screen showed a timestamp for when the fire started, barely an hour before. But the same headline, the exact same one, had flashed on my TV the night before, buried in the static. That's when it hit me. The static wasn't random. It was showing me things that hadn't happened yet. At first, I didn't believe it. I mean, how could I? It sounds insane. But every night, I found myself sitting in front of that TV, watching the static, waiting for the letters to form. And every night, it showed me something new, something that would happen the next day. A car crash on 3rd Street, a politician's scandal breaking in the morning news, stock prices plummeting, all of it real, all of it before it happened. The worst part, it didn't just stop with the headlines. After a few nights, the static started showing me more than just words, images, faces, people I knew, a coworker getting into an argument, my neighbor losing their dog. Every detail, right there, in the static. And every time, it was right. Every single time. It's been 2 weeks since it started, and I've stopped trying to ignore it. I sit there for hours now, just staring at the static, trying to decipher it. It's almost like a puzzle, pieces falling into place. But the more I watch, the more I realize it's not just showing me random events. It's showing me my life. The things it shows me. It's as if it's watching everything I do. The arguments I have. The decisions I make. Yesterday, it showed me leaving the house at 9:47 a.m., getting coffee at the cafe on the corner, and spilling it on my shoes at exactly 9:52. I didn't even know I was going to leave the house. I didn't even want coffee. spilled it, just like the static had shown me. It's like I'm not in control anymore. This morning, I turned it on again. I didn't want to, but I had to know. I had to see what it would show me next. But instead of a headline, or a fire, or some car crash, it showed me something worse. It showed me, tonight, I was sitting on the couch, just like I am now. The room was dark, and the TV was off. Everything was the same, except for one thing. There was a knock at the door. I leaned in closer, watching the image flicker in and out of the static, my heart racing, because I knew it wasn't going to end there. In the image, I got up, walked to the door, and when I opened it, I saw someone standing there. Number not someone. It was me, a perfect copy. Same face, same clothes, same blank, wide-eyed stare. And in the static, the other me smiled. Then the screen went black. No more static, no more future, just silence. I've been sitting here ever since, waiting for the knock. It's 11:56 p.m. now. The static showed me midnight. I can't stop thinking about it. The knock at the door. The version of me standing there, waiting. If I don't open the door, does that mean it won't happen? Or is it inevitable? Do I even have a choice? I thought about turning off the TV, throwing it out. But what if I miss something? What if there's more it hasn't shown me yet? The thing that scares me most isn't that the TV is showing me the future. It's that maybe it's deciding it. Maybe every time I watch, it becomes real. Like it's not just predicting what's going to happen, but making it happen. What if it's already too late? It's 11:58 now. I can feel it in the air, in my bones. The knock is coming. Maybe the static always knew. Maybe it's been telling me all along. Tomorrow's headline isn't about a fire or a crash or some stranger on the street. It's about me. And if you're hearing this, if you're watching this, maybe the next headline is about you. Maybe the static is already watching, waiting for you to see it. It's midnight, and someone's knocking at the door.